What's up, everyone? Welcome to TrailerSpot, and today we will be talking about the best upcoming movies. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse producer Christopher Miller teases that Tom Holland's Spider-Man could get a cameo in the upcoming sequel. Released in 2018, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was a hit with audiences and critics alike, earning praise for its unique animation styles and creative multiverse story. Miles Morales is set to return once more in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, a sequel that will see the hero team up with Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, and a new team of Spider-People to stop a powerful villain in a multiversal adventure. In a recent interview with Empire, the producer Christopher Miller addresses the chances of Tom Holland's Spider-Man appearing in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. While careful not to divulge any story details, Miller's coy response suggests that fans could very well be seeing Holland's hero crop up in some capacity. He said, "Let's say anything is possible in the multiverse." The new Alien movie from Disney and 20th Century is finally moving forward, as the cast and filming status received major updates. Ridley Scott's original sci-fi horror franchise is set to make another return in the near future. Just a few years after his Alien prequel movies stalled out after 2 films, Disney and 20th Century began developing several ideas for a potential new Alien film. It was announced in early 2022 that Don't Breathe director Fede Alvarez was attached to direct the movie, which is expected to act as a soft reboot of the franchise. The status of Disney's Alien movie reboots received 2 major updates recently, thanks to a report from Deadline that revealed its lead and filming status. The report revealed that Pacific Rim Uprising actress Kaylee Spaney is in talks to star in the lead role after becoming the top choice of the studio, following multiple meetings with producers and Alvarez. It has also been revealed that the studio is so happy with the current status of the new Alien movie that the film is moving forward with the hope of beginning filming in early 2023. No release date has been announced. Armor Wars producer Nate Moore explains why Marvel decided to turn the War Machine Disney Plus show into a feature-length movie. Although initially played by Terrence Howard in 2008's Iron Man, actor Don Cheadle took over as the character for all of his subsequent MCU appearances. Cheadle's War Machine was last seen in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and was set to appear in his very own Disney Plus show until it was announced that the project would instead become a film. Information on the upcoming Armor Wars movie is being kept under wraps, but it is expected to feature the late Tony Stark's advanced technology falling into the wrong hands. In a recent interview on The Town with Matthew Bologna podcast, producer Nate Moore, who has also served as producer on Black Panther: Wakanda Forever and Captain America: Civil War, among others, explains why the decision was made to change Armor Wars from a show to a movie. A big part of the reason, it turns out, is due to the more limited budgets of Marvel's Disney Plus shows not being able to effectively serve the ambitious, effects-heavy plans they have for Armor Wars. Chris Hemsworth's time as Thor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe could be coming to a close, as the actor thinks his next appearance should be the end. Hemsworth's Thor is one of the last remaining members of the original Avengers team in the MCU. Thor: Love and Thunder once again drastically changed the trajectory of his life, as Thor adopts a daughter and regains Mjolnir after Jane Foster's death. Thor 4's ending indicates that the God of Thunder is stepping into a new phase of his superhero journey, one that could soon reach a heroic and definitive conclusion if Hemsworth gets his wish. During a new interview with Vanity Fair, Hemsworth addressed the topic of a potential MCU exit for his original Avenger. The outlet asked him if he was hoping to get a conclusion for Thor's MCU story after seeing Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man and Chris Evans' Captain America receive send-offs from the franchise. Despite previously saying he is quite interested in continuing to play the God of Thunder, Hemsworth's tune has changed. He now suggests that Thor's next MCU appearance should be the last and potentially give him the death of a hero. The Marvel Cinematic Universe's upcoming Blade reboot movie has found its new director and writer. Mahershala Ali, who portrayed Cottonmouth in Luke Cage, is re-entering the MCU, but this time as a completely different character, as he is set to play Blade on the big screen. While his solo film had Bassam Tariq as its director, the filmmaker ended up departing the Blade project, forcing Marvel Studios to go back to the drawing board. However, the search is finally over, as Deadline reports that Lovecraft Country pilot director Jan Demange has been tapped to helm the Blade movie. The trade also reveals that When They See Us writer Michael Starbury has been hired to pen the screenplay for the upcoming MCU reboot. No filming start date was revealed for the new Blade movie. Legendary Entertainment, the studio behind hit science fiction films like Dune and the Godzilla-focused MonsterVerse, have cut ties with Warner Brothers and entered a film distribution deal with Sony Pictures. Legendary has found major success in their major franchises over the last few years, with such films as Dune and Godzilla Vs Kong garnering major box office success despite being released during the COVID-19 pandemic. While much of the company's recent success relies on their popular sci-fi film franchises, they also produce Netflix's popular Enola Holmes film series, underscoring just how much potential Legendary has in the modern film industry. Legendary Entertainment has announced they are taking that potential to Sony, moving largely away from Warner Brothers in the process with a new deal. While select films like Dune Part 2 will still be distributed worldwide by Warner Brothers, the rest of their other future film releases will be distributed and marketed by Sony instead. Legendary CEO Joshua Grode underscored how this new partnership between Legendary and Sony would assist the company with their goals for theatrical distribution. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson recently teased his holiday action movie, Red One, with behind-the-scenes images and a wild description. The former professional wrestler is no stranger to over-the-top action movies. His first major role came in the 2002 The Mummy spin-off film, The Scorpion King, as the titular character. Although he quickly proved himself a versatile actor with a lauded performance in the Get Shorty sequel, Be Cool, Johnson became a staple in the action genre, with films like Race to Witch Mountain, Hercules, and the Fast and Furious franchise. Johnson most recently starred as the DCU anti-hero Black Adam in the blockbuster film of the same name. Johnson took to social media to tease his new holiday-themed action movie, Red One. The actor shared several behind-the-scenes images of himself as his character, Callum Drift, filming on a studio set. Along with the images, Johnson gave a wild description of the film's plot, explaining that the movie is a fresh new take on Christmas lore, while likening the movie to Jumanji mixed with Miracle on 34th Street, Hobbs and Shaw, Harry Potter, and It's a Wonderful Life. The Ring. A fourth Spider-Man film starring Tobey Maguire could exist in a different and more perfect multiverse. But in this multiverse, the Sam Raimi-directed Spider-Man trilogy remains just that, a trilogy. To make up for it, a new Spider-Man 4 behind-the-scenes image offers a close-up look at what the award-winning actor John Malkovich's actual Vulture costume would have looked like. Details about the cancelled Spider-Man film previously emerged, revealing that Malkovich was set to play a darker version of the inventive, yet lunatic genius, Vulture. Although the image doesn't show the dangerous liaison's actor in the metallic wing costume, comic book writer Ken Penders gave us a closer look at how the iconic villain Vulture might have been portrayed on screen. In a Twitter post, Penders shared that when the supposed production for Spider-Man 4 was halted, all the materials were turned over to him and remained with him for 15 years, saying, before Tobey and Sam were bid adieu by Sony, work actually had begun on Spider-Man 4, and I visited friends who were working on the Vulture's costume, intended for actor John Malkovich. Once production shut down, all materials were turned in. I've sat on this for almost 15 years. Raimi's Vulture costume boasts a metallic wing with a spiky finish, similar to X-Men Apocalypse's take on the Angel character. Even though the costume never saw the light of day, fans can now appreciate the artistry and hard work that went into creating the Vulture's costume, thanks to the shared behind-the-scenes image. Maguire first appeared as Peter Parker in the 2002 film Spider-Man, and he later reprised the role in 2 sequels, including the critically acclaimed Spider-Man 2 and the lackluster Spider-Man 3. Raimi was planning a fourth movie despite Spider-Man 3's poor critical and commercial feedback, but Sony ultimately abandoned the idea. Despite the fact that Raimi's Vulture was not brought to life, Tom Holland's first outing as Spider-Man in the Spider-Man Homecoming featured Michael Keaton's version of the maniacal villain. But although John Watts' take on Vulture was well received, Raimi's version would have been a lot different and darker, considering he has helmed various films like The Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, The Grudge, and Drag Me to Hell. So with the reports saying that his Vulture was supposed to take a darker route, it will come as no small surprise if Spider-Man 4 will more than make up for the bland feedback the Dark Spider-Man received in Spider-Man 3. Thanks for watching! Catch you in the next video!